Welcome back to Football Daily, where today we've constructed a team of the best players who won't be featuring in this season's Champions League. Let's go. Goalkeeper, Gianluigi Donnarumma. Somehow he is still just 19, but after 3 seasons of bossing it between the sticks for AC Milan, it's about time Gianluigi Donnarumma made his Champions League debut. However, Italy's youngest ever keeper only appeared in European competition for the first time in 2017-18, and that was in the Europa League. He will have to wait at least another year before he can mix with the very best on the continent, after the Rossoneri finished a disappointing 6th in Serie A, and with the league more competitive than it's been for years, it will be a big task for the team to qualify before Donnarumma's 20th birthday. It would be a just reward for the young stopper, who has averaged a clean sheet every 3 matches so far in his career, and with Gonzalo Higuain at the other end of the field, his club finally possess a proven goalscorer. Essential given they scored 33 less goals than 5th place Lazio in 17-18. We're all hoping Donnarumma's loyalty pays off in time for next season. Defender, Hector Bellerin. Okay, so Hector Bellerin may have come in for a decent amount of stick over the past year or so, but given he is still just 23, he remains one of Europe's most exciting fullbacks. While he is prone to being a liability at the back, the Spaniard's pace and delivery make him vital for Arsenal on the attack, typified by the fact he creates around a chance per match. But after the Gunners finished outside the top 4 for the 2nd consecutive season, the first time they've done so in 22 years, the La Masia graduate will have to settle for challenging for Europe's secondary prize once again. Having said that, since breaking into the Arsenal lineup in 2014-15, Bellerin never progressed past the UCL last 16, coming into the team halfway through the club's damning 7-season run. Nevertheless, it's a shame that audiences will have to wait until Thursday to see his beautiful mane of hair fly down the wing. Defender, Marc Bartra. Our first centre-back is Marc Bartra, who is undoubtedly one of the most inspired signings of 2018. After moving from Borussia Dortmund to Real Betis on the January transfer deadline, the Catalan helped to steady the Seville club's defence, as well as improve their general play. Los Verdi Blancos lost just 4 league games after Bartra's arrival, having racked up 10 losses before he came on the scene, while they kept 9 clean sheets in the 16 games he was on the pitch. Betis finished in 6th, ahead of City rivals Sevilla, but 13 points behind 4th placed Valencia. It will be a culture shock for the former Barca boy, who has appeared in every edition of the Champions League for the last 8 seasons, stretching back to when he was just 19. He may be happy in Spain, but a move back to one of Europe's titans is probably his only route back to the big boys tournament. Defender, Jonathan Tah. While he has been constantly linked with moves to bigger clubs such as Spurs, Liverpool and even Barcelona, Jonathan Tah came mighty close to Champions League qualification with Bayer Leverkusen in 2017-18. The German centre-half helped his side reach the last 16 in 2016-17, where they succumbed to Atletico Madrid, but last season he missed much of the bully run-in through injury, going off during the club's 4-0 defeat to Borussia Dortmund, which saw them drop out of the top 4 with 3 games left. Die Werkself ended up missing out narrowly on goal difference, meaning that loss to Borussia effectively sealed their fate. And with 3 losses from 3 in the league, Tah's European prospects for 2018-19 aren't looking too promising. Defender, Kieran Tierney. At just 21, Kieran Tierney has already amassed 35 appearances in Europe. That's 11 more than Cristiano Ronaldo had managed at that age. But his time on the continental stage hasn't been very fruitful. Since making his debut in 2015-16, Celtic have failed to make it past the Champions League group stage or past the Europa League round of 16. And this season, the story is similarly bleak for the boys, who will have to contest the UCL's baby brother once again after feebly falling to AEK Athens in the 3rd qualifying round. And what's more, they may struggle to get out of their Europa group, with Rosenborg, Salzburg and RB Leipzig standing in their way. It's a shame for the young Scot, who directly contributed to 15 goals from left-back last season and has held his own against the likes of Man City and Bayern Munich over the past 2 campaigns. He'll most likely need to take his talents away from Celtic Park if he wants to progress further in the future. Midfielder, Jorginho. For a player who's been compared to the likes of Andrea Pirlo, the Europa League really is a step down. But after joining Chelsea in the summer, that's the sacrifice Jorginho has had to make. The only player to follow Maurizio Sarri to London from Naples, Jorginho is already Chelsea's key man, controlling games at will and even recording as many as 186 touches in the Blues' victory at Newcastle, which is frankly absurd. So it comes as no surprise that he's been on the ball more than any other Prem player in 2018-19. But after the West Londoners' disappointing league performance last season, Europa League football and the prospect of a trip to MOL Vidi awaits. No, we haven't heard of them either. Having said that, the last time Chelsea competed in the competition they won it, and it was under Rafa Benitez, the man who gave Jorginho his first big break at Napoli. And if that's not the most pointless omen you've ever heard, then we don't know what is.
Congratulations, you made it halfway. I don't know how you've done it. If you want something a bit more fun, because trust me, this one is, why not go over and check out Continental Club, where we sit down and discuss the hottest topics affecting the European game right now.
Midfielder, Sergej Milinkovic-SAVIC. Partnering Jorginho in the middle of the park is another of Serie A's star performers from last season. But unlike the Italian, Sergej Milinkovic-SAVIC didn't get a move away in the summer. The Serbian had a stellar 2017-18 campaign, scoring 12 and assisting 4 in the league as Lazio recorded the highest goal tally in the entire division, and this unsurprisingly saw him linked with some of Europe's top clubs. However, his hefty price tag put to bed potential moves to Juve and Man United, meaning he has had to endure the heartache of missing out on Champions League football on the final day of the season. With the rest of Serie A even stronger this time round, it looks like one of Europe's most complete midfielders will have to wait until he is 24 at least before making his Champions League debut. An even bigger shame considering Moussa Sissoko will be contesting his third consecutive tournament this season. Midfielder, Dimitri Payet. The most obvious choice for this position would be Mesut Ozil, but the fact that Dimitri Payet has only amassed 15 Champions League appearances at the age of 31 is ludicrous. Payet's last outing in the UCL came all the way back in 2013 during his first stints with Marseille, and it didn't go well, with OM losing all 6 of their games in a group of death featuring Arsenal, Borussia Dortmund and Napoli. In fact, the Frenchman has never won a game he has started in the competition, so perhaps it's best he stays clear. However, his performances over the past 3 seasons surely merit one last showcase on the biggest stage. At West Ham, he contributed to 30 goals in 48 league games, and since his return to Ligue 1 has been electric. Last season, he was the only player to create more chances per game than Neymar, and also matched him at the top of the assist charts. But unfortunately, but probably deservedly, Lyon beat Marseille to the coveted 3rd place by a point, meaning Payet's opportunities are running ever more thin. Forward, Leon Bailey. The second Leverkusen player in our team, Leon Bailey's form in 2017-18 was easily deserving of a UCL spot. Having only just turned 20 by the time the season started and having not even made a league start, the Jamaican winger took the bully by storm, scoring 9 goals and laying on 6 assists, averaging a goal involvement every 150 minutes. But like with teammate Jonathan Tah, it seems like Europe's elite clubs are waiting for the forward to develop further before spending the inevitable big bucks on him. Bailey also signed a new contract with Leverkusen in August, which keeps him tied to the club until 2023, making it even more difficult to prize him away. But if he can replicate his form from the previous campaign, we'd be surprised if a Premier League giant didn't put in a serious bid and give one of the continent's most exciting attackers his full Champions League debut. Both him and fellow Bayer winger Julian Brandt will be sorely missed in this season's edition. Forward, Timo Werner. At the age of 22, Timo Werner has achieved more than most footballers will in a lifetime. The youngest player to reach 100 and 150 Bundesliga goals, 8 goals in 19 appearances for his country, and a Confederations Cup win. But it's fair to say his Champions League experience is limited to say the least. He's been in exceptional form since joining RB Leipzig from his boyhood club Stuttgart for €10 million in June 2016, scoring 43 goals in 81 games. He showed his deadly instincts from the off as well, netting 21 league goals in 31 Bundesliga games across 16-17 to help Die Bullen finish second in their debut campaign in the top flight, firing them into the Champions League. But despite being drawn in a comparatively straightforward group containing Besiktas, Porto and Monaco, Leipzig struggled, winning just 2 of their 6 games and finishing third. But their young star shone, finishing with 3 goals at an average of 1 every 110 minutes, not bad for a debut campaign. Sadly for the forward though, he won't be able to test himself in that arena this season, with Leipzig's slightly disappointing 6th place finish putting pay to that. Forward, Eden Hazard. We've saved the most prestigious player in our team until last. Eden Hazard is 27 now and has been widely regarded as one of Europe's top attackers for some time. So the fact that he's only managed 13 more appearances than Raheem Sterling, who is 4 years his junior, says a lot about Chelsea's inconsistency from season to season. In fact, this will be the second time in 3 years that Hazard will have to go without UCL football, which is mightily disappointing considering the explosive start he's made under Maurizio Sarri. At the time of recording, Hazard has 2 goals and 2 assists from 4 appearances, averaging a goal involvement every 56 minutes. And while these numbers are surely unsustainable, it's a sure sign he is thriving in the former Napoli manager's expansive system. Furthermore, after he was voted as the second best player at the World Cup, Hazard must be itching for another big tournament. If only Conte had been able to guide the Blues to fourth, he'd have stood a good chance of advancing beyond the last 16 for the first time since 2014. So that's our 11 of the best players who won't be in the Champions League this season. But what do you reckon? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to push that notification button to get all the latest content from FD and EFD. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.